Welcome to Spiritfall. It is a game. You can play it. Much like how Solish went too close to the sun just to bet their winnings on the blight not corrupting the world. Whoops! Well, you're probably not playing right now if you're watching this after the beta sessions, but it is very much a game. You play as an entity known as the Omenforged, this thing, and as an entity comprised of the entirety of its own source. I have to say, I love the style you got going on. Keep it up. You come to the last known origin point of the perennial flame, igniting it one more time to don the mask of the spirits. Your former body gets destroyed and you are now born anew. That is what the meteor says at the very least. Your entire past is unknown, and more than likely will not impact you whatsoever. Not at all. Not even the one time a tree root tripped you up when you were younger, causing you to tumble down the hill, rolling into a rolling bug, only for you to get a broken leg. Wait, where was I again?
Nice weather.
Spiritfall is a 2D bash 'em up game that allows you to play baseball and have all your hits be like home runs. Actually, your attacks hit enemies so hard they bounce off the walls and go back to you to smash them back into the wall again. You have an 8-way dash that allows you to combine your attacks and movement for some absolutely devastating combos. You have a multitude of weapons to choose from the Battle Hammer Axe, a heavy weapon that launches enemies and breaks armor with ease. It's so heavy you use the weight of the hammer axe to lift yourself off the ground and stay airborne.
Helicopter, helicopter!
The Sisterhood Gauntlets, a pair of 4 gauntlets that hover around you and deal swift damage to the enemy and allows you to grapple your opponents. You can also be the best Ken player to ever exist! And then we have the bow, a completely different playstyle from the hammer and gauntlets. You have to keep it out of range and be able to hit your mark, bounce off enemies, and just be able to just combo from afar. You can actually hit opponents twice if you're lucky enough with your shots, and in between the regions you can actually split your shots. The gate is sealed. I cannot feel what's outside anymore. A blight blocks it. You have a choice of items to choose from on the map that is randomized whenever you begin a run. You have blessings, buffs to yourself that boost things like critical chance, augmenting your attacks and giving you bonus to your meter gain. Luminous gems to power up your blessings further. Relic chests to give you an edge in battle or various other ways, like giving you discounts in the shop. Dusts and life up areas that give you bonus max life in your per run currency. And then the shop themselves. However, that's not all the map has to offer. These are the hidden rifts. They're scattered around the map and can have a chance to be one of 3 different Blightborns currently in the game. A flying Blightborn, an armored Blightborn, or beast Blightborn. Defeating them and throwing them into the fire 3 times will let you gain the rewards on either side of the hidden rift. In each room there is a chance to have a statue of the Discoverer of the Flame. After beating the room, you're given 2 choices of 3. An esoteric scroll to augment the environment itself, a dormant ember to enhance your own abilities, and a combat rune to enhance your weapons and unlock even more of their power.
How to get such power, such divine intrigue. The masks, they're always shown with a mask. I can make one of my own. Yes.
You should know this, Omen, but avarice is frowned upon here. Now, the spirits themselves are your go-to for powering yourself up in the game, and there are a lot of them, but way too much time in the video. So let's give a brief breakdown of each spirit in the game so far. Kulaman is the spirit of the moon, using critical hits to their advantage and enemies grouping up together. One blessing has a chance to instantly kill non-boss enemies on critical hits. Burst damage is Kulaman's game. Mischieved slows enemies down with powerful strikes and cripples their power. Often seen through pure ice crystals, you can find rare materials with clearer sight. Just be wary, a lot of snow can cause an avalanche. Novelik is here and nowhere at all, going through space-time at incomprehensible speeds. They're all about attacking fast and inflicting rapid amounts of pain. Quite shocking indeed. Shabora is all about defensive stances and healing. Being the spirit of nature, you can be rooted in place while you attack and get hurt for less, nullifying projectiles and making things a walk in the park. Shabora is a spirit I highly recommend if you're having trouble, and is my personal favorite. Soulish is burning things to the ground and making sure they know they're in for it, combining a stacking buff for each enemy under a status effect, and they're extremely airborne. Fire moves quick in the wind, and if you're not careful, the ashes will already be swept away. There are going to be more spirits, but these are the current ones in the October 2022 beta, and each of these spirits has their own skill tree at the flame. You unlock these skills with dormant embers, and cannot unlock more until previous ones are unlocked. So even if you're wanting to know what's under one side of the tree, there's another on the opposite side that you have to unlock in order to see it. At the moment, that's all there is for the game. At least in terms of telling you. But what's the fun in telling you when I could be showing you? Ha ha!
Ah, traveler, come closer. I haven't seen someone in so long, let alone you. Ah, so the world is at its breaking point, I see. The spirits need the Omenforged, such a powerful aspect of the flame. I am a Defender Forged. I used to protect those that lived in the shrines along with the Sisterhood while they kept to the flames. The gate is sealed. I cannot feel what's outside anymore. A blight blocks it. I wish to help, even if my old body cannot move much outside here. I can make weapons for you. Those back in the old days, back in the old war, when the flame was at its prime. Those dormant embers you have, I can use those along with combat runes to forge those weapons again. And if you could, those esoteric scrolls would help me connect back to the sanctuary. I do hope whoever came after Kismet has kept the sanctuary safe. It's been so long since I've heard from them. You'll help. That's grand. Here, take this back to the flame. If it gets accepted, I might be able to boost your advancements further. The flame might offer challenges to see if you're worthy of those advancements. But conquer them, and you'll be stronger yet. To a better world, Omenforged. And may the spirits guide your way, as they did for me. In the meantime, If you bring me those resources, I can give you a luminous gem. I have a surplus of these from the old war. As a caster type forge, it's useful for me, but for you it's far more important.
What you just saw was a special surprise I kept saying on the Discord server and on Twitter. This lovely animatic was made by some extremely good friends of mine, Augment Duke and HLK Productions. These two have been amazing to know and very nice to work with. Augment is someone who is an absolute sweetheart and does completely amazing details for his works. They do have a vague colorblindness, which honestly just makes their work even more incredible to do all of this. They're fantastic and have been a really good inspiration for getting the very first story I've had come to life, which we're still working on, but more details on that later. They also excel in some really cool horror concepts. HLK is extremely talented and is a nerd for Final Fantasy XIV and all other things. Their style is extremely amazing and full of expression and wonder. If you have some real keen picking for some Journey of the West type of stories, HLK has been putting up some of their art for their takes on their Twitter, including some other Chinese myths like Nezha. So please, if you've liked this animatic and the beautiful piece that was made for this video, head over to HLK's Patreon and support them as you can. They're both together and they can use the support. Their links will be down in the description right under the Gentle Giant's website and Discord link. Speaking of, hey you guys, the Gentle Giant that you are, it's been an amazing time being with the community and everyone on the dev team. And because this is a new recording and I had to get rid of the old recording just to keep up with stuff, it's been a pleasure just playing through the game and getting all these testings done, getting all the glitches out, getting all the bugs fixed up, making sure combat is as good as ever, because this game is a wonderful piece of work, and I hope that I've shown that with how much I've spent time on this. But I hope that everything is going to go well and everything else, because y'all deserve to have this game as popular as can be. Because hey, this deserves to be recognized as something that can be built upon, something that can actually flow with other things. Hell, you might even get a freaking Dead Cells cameo, who knows? But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. It took me so long to actually do this, as I was really rusty on editing. But I worked on it a lot, and it just came out really good, and that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be as special as it could have been. And Gentle Giant, I can't wait for early access. I'm absolutely playing the demo in February. And another huge thank you to Augment and HLK for their support and the surprise. Be sure to check them out, please, because they deserve it. They need the support. Like, I want all the support that would go to this to go to them, because they all deserve it. And to everyone watching, I hope you all have a wonderful day and a lovely night. Until we meet again.